Hi guys, I've got a 2-for-1 special for you here today. I've got 2 ODs. I've got the regular 2-piece OD rat and then also the 1-piece OD rat, both in the black color. So take a look at the differences between the two of them. So we'll start with the regular, if I can get these hooks out of my hand. And the regular I tend to throw on straight monofilament. And this one I tend to actually swim and wake more than I walk it. When I'm fishing anytime, if it's a rat, if it's a larger frog, I'm either swimming, waking it, or I'm walking it. So here's the OD. This will be just your nice slow standard retrieve. And it is a pretty subtle wake. It does have a little bit of a knock to it. The head stays pretty centered and the tail kind of rolls. And as we get closer here, you'll be able to see that back half of the rat is what really gives it the action. So again, the head has that stability and the tail is what's actually moving. It does make a little bit of commotion on the surface, but it is pretty quiet. There is a little bit of a clack, but it's not that real loud click, 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 click that some other rats will make. Okay, next one will be kind of a standard retrieve for when I'm fishing around cover. Is I'll get it real close to cover and I'll just wake it, and then as it gets further away, I'll speed it up, drop my rod tip, and swim it down. And this guy will get down probably about 2 foot or so. And you can't really burn them. Rats don't tend to burn super well, but a slow to medium retrieve with that rod tip down will get it down. And there she goes. And just a real subtle, seductive kind of look to it, and real natural. Last one is the walk, like we talked about, and you'll really notice the difference when we start comparing this walk to the 1-piece. Is it walks super easy, but it's a real subtle walk. It's not throwing any water at all. It's just kind of sashaying on the surface there, and if I shut up, you can hear a little bit of noise as well. All right, so now let's compare that to the 1-piece. And this is the 1-piece. Again, we'll kind of do the same different retrieves here. And the first one will be just my straight reel. This one wakes a little bit bigger, and as well you'll notice that the tail end of it really rolls hard, and that face does not stay centered like the 2-piece. It really rocks back and forth. Now this 1-piece, as much as it's a bit of a difficulty to crank down the 2-piece OD, the 1-piece is pretty hard to crank down. It's got to be a really slow crawl, but if you're willing to be patient with it and be slow with it, it does really swim pretty well underneath the water. Again, it'll get down maybe a foot or 2. But where this 1-piece really shines is the walk, and you'll see why here in a second. You'll notice that thing really throws a lot of water. Everything from the head to the tail is really throwing water and making a lot of noise and commotion. And at night, what I'll do is I'll even get louder with it and really start hitting this thing pretty hard. And really making all sorts of commotion on top. It doesn't want to follow, it just walks really nicely. And I'm hitting it pretty hard, and this rod in particular has braid on it, so I'm really hitting it. Anyway, that's the OD, the 1-piece and the 2-piece in the water. And I hope it helps you make a more informed decision. Y'all have a good night.